Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. I'm gonna finish off the Halloween comic book reviews with this stack all in one video since I didn't get to post stuff earlier today and I wanted to run a new video every hour. But I ended up in the emergency room for the whole frickin' day. And now I gotta go to surgery in like a week or so. Uh, but since my day was wasted at the hospital, I figure I'm just gonna whip these out quick, talk about them, and yeah, that'll probably be the last Halloween comic book review for this month. And then whatever else that's Halloweenish, you know me, I do scary stuff year round. So I'll talk about those comics after Halloween, anyways. So not much, and this is what's left of the stack I was gonna read for Halloween. So I got through it almost all of it. I should have done a few days where I was doing 3 videos a day, but what you gonna do? We're gonna start out with Creeps issue 1. You don't know nothing about this. The creeps are kind of like sideshow creeps. You'll see a better image of the characters in the book, but they're yeah, they're definitely creepy. Did you see any creeps today? Yeah, I see all kinds of creeps. Doctors at the hospital. No, they're all very nice to me. I can't say they're a creep. In the shadow of the alleyway you hurried past, or just outside the streetlight's glare, perhaps you saw an eyeless beggar, a rancid bag lady, a snot nosed kid who gibbered as if someone else was listening. Were you? It's time you noticed that the creeps are all around you, and they're tired of what's been happening to them. Tired enough to take matters into their own hands and dispense rough justice. Did you see any creeps today? Because they saw you. Let's see if I can find a good picture of all our characters. But yeah, here's the bag lady. Here's the large woman, the largest woman. Kind of get a back shot of them. There's a blind man that kind of walks around like a reaper. This character here. There's the snot shooter. snot snot goblin. Uh, but yeah, they're on their way to do their thing, and along the way, they have to come into the city. And while they're, oh yeah, here we go. I forgot about. There's all these images in the back. Yeah, there's the whole crew of characters there, and there's the fat lady, and the I believe the snot boy standing there. But they're on their mission to try and get people to not be so mean to the creeps. And while they do, they come across lots of people that are complete asses to them. And wow, okay, it felt wow. It still feels like sorry. It feels like someone's shoving an ice pick right through the corner of my eyeball. When I take my hand away, it feels like they're shoving it right back in again. So I'm talking about creeps, so the creeps must be messing with me. But oh, that's a new one. New one to go with trigeminal neuralgia crap. But while they're dealing with stuff, there's one character that's kind of like a congressman type character that really got down on him, and they did a bunch of stuff to him. The fat lady kind of stuck him in her bosom, stuck him in between her fat. And then she squishes him at one point where he ends up turning out like that. So he was a normal person before all this, but caused a lot of problems with the creeps, so the creeps paid him back, and yeah, they basically are out and about to teach humans a little lesson, teach them that they shouldn't judge others and unless be judged themselves. I don't know why that this whole area right here. It was a little sore this morning, but now it feels like someone just Norris kicked me in the eye. uh, but yeah, it's there's letters in the back, of course, and then a little art that I showed off and stuff. And they have a creeps merchandise store where you can get your own jar of boogers. But I like this. I have other issues from the creeps, so I'm looking forward to checking those out. See what they're all about. And then we checked out Nocturnals Witching Hour by Dan Brereton. Copies of this, but gonna let one go. But after reading it, nope, I liked it too much. I like having a backup of it. Uh, I love these characters from back in the day, probably my teenage days. So when I read stuff from, it starts out with a epilogue by Rob Zombie. He talks about them, all kinds of good things. We got our two main characters here out trick or treating, the witch and the Halloween child, Halloween girl, I think her name is. I forget the full name of the witch, uh, but basically they're out and about trick or treating. Yeah, they just call him her silent gun witch. It was a simple name. I just could not pop it out of my head. But they're out trick or treating, and they run out of houses to go to, and then there's this um, sign up at the edge of the wood: "Do not trespass" and stuff. But way back in the woods, she sees a light. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna go. We're gonna go see what they got. If they got any goodies for trick or treat." So they head out. While that's going on, we jump to a whole different part of the story where other characters, or him, and I think there was like five of them, but they're like, well, where's? They're all supposed to meet up somewhere, and when they get there, they're like, oh, where the heck is Halloween girl? We should go look for her, see what's up. But while that's happening, our two characters get to a hut in the middle of the woods, and just so happens Halloween girl knocks on a door, and a bunch of pumpkin headed characters appear. They find a bat prior to this that has like a necklace on it that it's wearing. They bring the bat to the house and release the bat. And then all of a sudden, other bats come and other creatures come and start messing with Gunwitch and take his hat, which does not make him happy. He goes off and does what he can to deal with the critters at hands. There's fairies, there's demons, there's bats, there's little bat children, the pumpkin headed wearing kids are also bats. Uh, it's just they find the head witch and she's all planning it or making up a big old pot to cook the Halloween girl in. And Halloween girl basically gets tied up, ready to go throw it into the pot and all that stuff. And that's as far as I'm going to show you it. But our other creatures and stuff end up hunting them down. I will show you the Bat Kids heads. Those were the ones that were wearing the pumpkins over their face. But then, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. And because they did start Supernaturals or Supernaturals Nocturnals up again. I think they're also called Supernaturals, but about a month or two ago in the catalog, I seen they started these guys up again, and I always like these characters. Always fun to check out. Then you got the introduction by Rob Zombie. There's also a pinup by Rob Zombie. Is there a center page pinup in here? No, must have been a different one. But they got all these a variety of people that did some pinup pages. Yeah, I thought that was Jay Stevens. That's awesome. I love his cartoonish style artwork, but you get to see the characters better. Just wonderful images in the back of here. So that's a bonus in itself to get all that. But yeah, there's a little trick in the treats for Halloween, but that's as far along as I'm gonna give you hints to anything. But this was definitely worth picking up. I also have in the leftover pile short run of Nocturnals. So we will be reading that later on. Then we got Nosferatu 1922, number one shot from Image Comics. This one, again, I have 3 copies. And I was going to sell the other 2, but after reading this, no, I'm holding on to it to use them for gifts for people or whatever in the future. But it starts out, and there's a lot of people that are part of this thing also. Yeah, there's like way too many to list. Jim Valentino's the publisher for Image, of course. Yeah, there's just you got Alex Ross cover art. You got Manuel Jesus and Bostic. You got lettering by Bostic. You got color pages done by Crisula Artemis. You got Guillermo Zubiaga is a background assistant. You got color pages inked by Nelson Arsencio. Alex Glass did the script. Digger was Asylum Jack concept and script by Digger. Plot and breakdowns by Nelson Arsencio and Jason Orfalis. Uh, illustrated by Caesar for Nosferatu and Gray for Asylum Jack. But Silent Screamers, presented by Image Comics. Join us as we unlock the vaults of the silent movie monsters inspired and recreated from the original Nosferatu, regarded as one of the most influential movies in film history. Nosferatu 1922, Symphony of Horrors, the horror film to which all others are compared. Nosferatu introduced the world to the vampire. Graf Orlok unleashed terror unseen in any age with Knock Renfield, his lecherous bug-eating minion. And we start out with this kid that's just a little shit. A little shit on Halloween, stealing stuff constantly, kicking cats, being a little dinkus. And he ends up going into a toy store trying to steal a giant Nosferatu thing that's way up in the top of the shelf. So he climbs the shelf so he can grab it to steal it. And he does. He falls off the shelf. shelf, and this little Jack-in-the-Box type character appears, and he's holding onto the box, and all of a sudden the box starts working, spinning, opening, and then the kid gets wrapped up in a bunch of tape-like things. Then we jump to our Nosferatu story, kind of like Jack in the Box is trying to explain the story to the kids. Maybe the kid will learn something and stop being such a little prick. And I love the way they use the brown, black, and white colorization instead of going just black and white, because I always like that hint of brown in there. Just makes everything pop so much nicer. But I mean, it's that style artwork for it. But basically, you got the Renfield type character. Has this character here is his basically Renfield's Nosferatu's helper. This little precious boy toy is Renfield's uh, helper, and he sends him off to get a castle set up for Nosferatu. And while they do, he's trying to get back to his wife to spend time with her. Well, not wife, but future wife. I think they're supposed to get married or that. I think they're just dating right now during this part. The Renfield character, just the way they did him with the insane, crazy ass hair, spider hair, and stuff. They did an awesome job with the imagery on for these characters. But he ends up getting the castle set up, all that. While that's happening, Nosferatu, of course, is traveling by ship, coming overseas, dealing with making a plague on the ship because, of course, it's not a plague, it's Dracula that's killing everybody. But Nosferatu gets through that, gets to land. They have this beautiful 2-page spread for a centerfold. This is where the centerfold was. I knew there was centerfold in one of them. That was awesome. But then, while this is all happening, once uh, Nosferatu gets to the castle, he starts feeding on the young guy, and then Nosferatu goes after his girlfriend, and of course starts feeding on her. There are some twists to deal with Nosferatu, and it was really well done. A lot of reading for a silent movie. It's definitely got a lot of reading in here, but well worth it. And then they jump back to the color pages with the little shithead kid, and you get to see how he is punished. It's a fun way they did it. So it's definitely worth checking out. I don't want to give it all out. There's some concept art and development pages in the back show you who did what and what's going on, and there's just so much awesome stuff with their creatures and stuff. I'd like to see if these screamer creatures are available still anywhere, but yeah, this one was definitely a keeper, so I'm keeping all 3 copies unless I end up gifting a copy to someone or something. Then the last one is Taxi Tommy, #1. Basically, Toxic Avenger with complete ignorance and easily angered. And you can't blame him for being pissed, but he's basically going around and friend wants him to. It starts off with him as Taxi Tommy right away, but you do go into the story and find out what actually happened to him. Him and another guy, a friend of his, talked him into going to a not a sorority, fraternity. Because sorority is for the girls, right? Yeah. A fraternity house. And they have to do some stuff, of course, to become frat brothers, and while they do it, uh, they sit there and they make it through the main part of the initiation, and then at the end, they make them drink this puke-looking nasty crap that's in this jar. And when Tommy does, all of a sudden his mouth starts burning and dissolving, and flesh starts rotting away, and all this. Apparently, someone put something in the drink that wasn't there before. It was, they find out it was from other fraternity, another fraternity that can't stand this fraternity. They were trying to pay him back by doing something really stupid because he could have killed someone easily, and which it did. I mean, Tommy basically died, but then he comes back as a creature, and he goes after the whole fraternity that he was pledging in, starts taking all the members out, and then he gets to his buddy that went with him to the fraternity, and he finds him hanging out with a girl, and he's like going off on him. Tommy's going off on him, and then his buddy tells him, "Dude, you just killed a bunch of innocent people. They had nothing to do with you drinking that stuff. Someone from another fraternity put the stuff in there, and that's why it affected you." So it's like, oh, then you got to go after those people next. And so, yeah, this is fun. It was interesting. I'd definitely read some more of these, but I don't know if they went beyond issue one. I'm gonna have to look and see and check it out. That is the pile for today. That's the last of the Halloween reads that I read so far. Today's Halloween, so we won't call them Halloween reads anymore starting tomorrow. So check any of those out that interest you. Keep following Under the Call of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Uh, I believe on the 9 p.m. Central Time show tonight on the Crazy Hungarian channel. They're doing a Halloween show. I don't know if I'll be part of it or not, but we will see. And yeah, that's it. Check out Crimson Cult Comic Club, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.